Immortals, these top-tier teams. They need to be consistent here.
Yeah, the pressure is rising for these teams whose expectations are growing over time. But as you can see, we have entered into picks and bans of Game 1 for Cloud9 versus Apex. Rumble, Talia, and Braum going to be banned away right quick.
Yeah, Braum is kind of the special nod to him. He loves playing the melee sports. He always looks a lot more comfortable playing your Braums and your Alistars than he does on some of these other more meta picks right now. And Rumble will be taken away here from Ray. Talia, something that Jensen really did shine on last week. Bjergsen, we saw him crushing earlier today on it, crushed last week on it. It's a champion that has really risen in priority. It's very difficult to master, but when you become fantastic at it, it really is devastating. And Trundle, something Impact has been playing a lot of, really kind of brings a solidity to the top lane for them. It's a safe kind of blind pick, so taking that away from Impact makes a lot of sense.
But now Cloud9 for their next one, they're going to ban away Azir from Keen.
And I actually kind of like this a lot because what they're doing is they're setting it up so, yes, you have to ban the Vladimir or the Ryze, basically. Azir, Talia are already off the table, but you can't stop both of those. They are looking at Rek'Sai, maybe okay to give away that Ryze to Keen, and if so, they're going to have a plan of how to deal with it because these are kind of the top lane top tier contested mid lane picks. And if they do lock in the Rek'Sai, which is that S-tier jungler, they are going to have to be okay if Keen wants to play that Ryze.
We've seen Keen play Cassiopeia before, and that's been relatively effective for him. So
yeah, it's good against Ryze too. So it could be one of those things where they say, okay, we'll take the Rek'Sai, we give you the Ryze, we take the Cass, but obviously Apex could go right back at them and leave that open, see if C9's going to pick it up in a later round, since Apex does have the red side advantage of the counter pick.
Well, they're taking a look at a few champions right now. Shrimp, speaking to the improvement of the team, hopefully that improvement does not include a little Yordle named Teemo.
Hopefully it does. What are you talking about? Get him in there.
You never know. It could be that, you know, we decided to try it once in Scrims and it worked, and now we're doing it.
Maybe they shouldn't have had that meeting. They're talking about impromptu picks. I want to lock in the Teemo.
Yeah. But it's going to go for something a little bit more standard. Victor locked in right away, and Gragas for Shrimp.
And it's not that surprising that they're going to go with the blind pick Victor. It's pretty much a catch-all in the mid lane, and we talked about it previously. Ray is always the guy that Apex likes to pick through, so if you have the last pick, why not give it to your top laner and try to carve out an advantage even in champion select for him. C9, I would not be surprised to see them even just pick up something like the Shen in this round. You know, Shen Karma, you could even go for something like the Sivir Karma if they do want that. It's super high priority these days, and neither of them are picks that could take that double speed up combo, and that does kind of go well into a Shen pick later, because that is something that's relatively safe in the top lane, pretty much a catch-all, and something that Impact is going to have to be comfortable picking against something that whatever Ray comes out with, basically, as that last pick. So Karma,
yeah, looked at.
Very likely going to be Karma. Would not be surprised to see Karma Sivir, but Sneaky is fantastic on the snipers as well. And it's going to elect to actually go for a more aggressive lane here. So it's not the Sivir and less utility, more about the actual bullying of the lane and being really kind of aggressive in these mid-game team fights. Sneaky very good at Lucian, and the Lucian Karma bot lane is going to be pretty oppressive. It almost means that Apex has to opt into a lane swap or try to avoid it by default unless they can really get themselves an advantage. And that is one thing you can do to kind of minimize an advantage that your other team has if they're counterpicking top lane, right? So if you have the way better 2v2, it doesn't actually matter if Ray gets a way better 1v1 because you kind of have to lane swap anyway. You have to give up a bit of that advantage early.
Some very solid mind games from Cloud9 to play around this pick and ban. But Alistar is locked in for Xpecial, a champion that he's got some great experience on, and a bit of pick added to that too now with Ashe for Apollo.
Yeah, so it is the Xpecial special pick of that melee support. As we said, he loves to play him, very comfortable on it. Fantastic engage and disengage from this champion. What it does not have is a strong laning phase unless there's some sort of a mobile carry that you can kind of pick on, and Lucian is definitely not that. So they're going to be really hard pressed if they do meet up in the 2v2 to go up against Karma and that Lucian. Obviously, Karma still can be flexed to mid lane. That's always a possibility that we have to consider. C9 will be rounding out their draft phase here, though.
Next two picks, looking for the final linchpins in their composition. They've got jungle and AD carry. This will show top and allow for Ray's counter pick. and either mid or support for Jensen.
I'm expecting Shen, but it's looking like, okay, so it's Carr and Gnar and Cassiopeia. So those are two definitely very strong picks. Gnar is much more of kind of a strong laner than Shen is, I would say, but a lot of people have been having trouble converting Gnar advantages from lane into actual team fights wins, and one of the reasons I think it's so difficult now is with the TP nerf. The timing on coming in with your rage bar just below max and everything is very difficult. You have to be so proficient at that. You have to time it pretty much perfectly to get the TP flanks, to land those Gnar ultis, and it's so much about that potential combo from Gnar. His baseline effectiveness is much lower than some of the other picks, but his highs are very, very high and can be game-winning.
We'll have to see if Impact will be able to play around that. Surely the very experienced top laner won't have too much difficulty, as Apex now getting to look for that counter pick. The top laner himself, the man who that team plays around more often than not.
Aurelia.
He's going to be taking that Aurelia.
Yeah, Aurelia is a good matchup into the Gnar. You're able to get right up on the Gnar, and you almost always have your Equilibrium Strike ready because you're kind of lower HP. You're getting poked out by the boomerangs and such, and you can set up those stuns very, very nicely. Gragas, a fantastic early ganker. Body Slam Flash, one of the most potent early ganks that you can pull off in League of Legends, and that in combination with the Aurelia could be dangerous for Impact. He'll have to watch out for it, but at the same time, it's likely going to be Apex looking for a lane swap, and C9 has to track them down, has to get vision on where they could go, and try to meet them in that 2v2 and really carve out an edge.
Look for that advantage as quickly as possible and try to keep themselves away from any pressure of Cloud9, currently third place in the standings, trying to cement that higher spot and really sort of keep Apex away from the standings themselves. Apex, on the other hand, looking for something similar themselves. They want to try to get into the playoffs. This is the game to show that they can do it. They've got a pretty strong composition to make that happen, but the pressure is on. We're going to be keeping a tally on Twitter, though, so vote for your favorite team using hashtag C9win or hashtag APXwin. Again, that's at LOL Esports as per usual. As we get ready to load onto the Rift, let us know who you think is going to take it. Cloud9, who just had their longest win streak record broken by TSM in the previous game.
Yeah, 14 straight for TSM, 13 if you just want to count the series. So either way, very, very impressive stuff. We are getting on into game here. We'll see what the teams do have for us, and TL is going to be playing at the same time. C9 tied with them in the standings right now. Going to be trying to keep pace with their rivals.
Maybe not keeping pace in game, but certainly going to be trying to keep pace in wins. Of course, the 2-0 very desirable over that 2-1. As everyone loads onto the Rift, seems like we've got some defensive lines set up. Again, keeping an eye on those lane swaps. Apex want to avoid the harass of Lucian and Karma.
I definitely think they do, but with how much Apex is sometimes willing to sacrifice for Ray, they could just say, you know what, it's okay, we'll take the losses in our bot lane, we'll farm passively under the turret, just start heal first on Alistar, try to farm and get that CS with the Ashe, let him be supportive role, and be able to kind of maybe get an advantage in that 1v1 lane. But at the same time, Apollo's already moving up towards the top side. Will C9 call this and do a rotation of their own? Now moving backwards, so they're just kind of trying to decide exactly where they are going to go, and it looks like it will shake out as a 2v2 in the bot lane. So we're going to get those standard lanes, and C9 should be very happy about this. They just have to be worried about the Impact versus Ray matchup. You cannot allow Ray to get really ahead, especially the potency of those Gragas ganks. Meteos has to be on point. It has to be around there, getting vision for his top laner, keeping him safe, and really guarding Impact in this 1v1.
And this is something that we've heard from Shrimp, in fact, that keeping track of Meteos is really very difficult. And because Meteos is such a farm-heavy jungler, Shrimp really feels like he has to affect the lanes often to pull Meteos out of that jungle and prevent him from getting that super farm that we know that he can.
And that is one way to do it, but it's a risky way, because if you're going nonstop for ganks and your opponent is farming, they're getting guaranteed strength. Well, you have a potential to get something out, but there's no guarantee. So they have to watch out for that. At the same time, trades heavily happening across the map, and Impact getting some early damage in on Ray. C9's bot lane trying to get pretty aggressive here. Early level 2s for both the AD carries who did pick up that extra camp experience.
Yeah, heading towards that bottom lane as predicted. Sneaky and Smoothie going to be pushing out that bottom lane. You can see in the top, Impact trying to put some pressure onto Ray as Jensen looks to do the same on Keen. Not seeing any big differences open up early on, but here goes Smoothie and Sneaky. They're going to spot this blue buff.
Yeah, they have the aggressive advantage. They shoved it in their opponents, so they can look to try to harass here. Apex's bot lane was moving over to, in order to respond in case they needed to. A little bit of an edge in the bot lane here for Sneaky, and they have the lane pressure because they were able to push them in. A couple CS got missed by Apollo under that turret.
Oh, Ray dodges that one. Sidestepping against that top laner, keeping himself safe. Meanwhile, knowing that Gragas is on that side of the map, that means Sneaky and Smoothie had to play a little bit safer. Ray, oh, they double flash! He's gonna be dead.
Oh, it's so close. Can he actually catch up and get that last hit?
Oh my gosh, he gets it! First blood, Ray!
And that is not what C9 wanted, and Impact not respecting the matchup, gets too close. Ray plays it perfectly, forces the jump, chases with the Q, a solo kill in there in the top lane, and things even looking a little bit rough here in the bot lane right now as the C9 duo taking a pretty bad trade. Things going very well for Apex across the map.
Yeah, suddenly Apex are looking very empowered in this early game.
And this is actually super dangerous. When you have to TP back to lane as Impact without a flash because of how badly this went, Gragas can return and look for that return gank, which could, seal the deal here. And here's Ray. He's prepping for it, cues the minion in onto Impact, knows he can't win the trade. He cues right back to him because he had the reset, chases down, Equilibrium Strike comes up. First blood 1v1 kill there from Ray. And now, as I said, Impact has to be so careful here because if he gets return ganked and killed off by the Gragas, this matchup is going to be brutal.
Yeah, Shrimp is on that side of the map. We'll see if he decides to go for a gank. There is a ward in the river in that bush. So we'll have to keep an eye on that gank path. Yeah, Ray's actually heading up there right now while Jensen is being gifted over blue buff by Meteo, but Shrimp decides to go ahead and go for a safer recall. Pink ward to spot it out as Poison secures the blue buff very early for Jensen.
And so Jensen will have a nice advantage with that blue buff. Gonna want to probably base and pick up a tier here soon, but the fight's gonna break out in the top lane.
Yeah, they turn on to Meteos, ignoring Impact completely. Ray's gonna try to run away. Oh, one more hit. He gets the stun over the wall. There goes the proc on the Hyper, but Meteos kills Secure from over the wall. Suddenly, Shrimp has overextended. He's got no flash and is forced to body slam away. Meteos chases, looking for the knock-up, waiting for the timer. He gets it and gets the kill as well.
2-0 on Meteos, so he knows the top lane is going badly. He's there for the counter gank. They get the advantage. So well played by C9 in that 2v2 was critical for them to not fall any further behind. And here we have it, the replay. Ray trying to clear out that ward, and this is what happened. Wow, nice flash actually there by Meteos to avoid the body slam flash. He anticipates it. That was beautiful. And it all started because they got so much early damage on Ray while he was trying to clear out the ward that Meteos with a massive outplay on that body slam flash secures them that 2v2 win, and that was huge for Meteos. Now Jensen's getting all in the mid lane.
Oh, flash exhaust. He chases Keen. Solo kills Jensen in the mid lane.
Wow. And neither of them had base, so this was a very extending laning phase, and another solo kill here for Apex, who's just getting the individual outplays. Unfortunately for them, they're still down in gold because they are, losing farm in a couple lanes, but really big for Keen there. We'll see if Ray can continue to look good in this 1v1.
This is rather unexpected for the team currently tied for third place, losing the 1v1 outplays to the team in 7th place in the standings. Apex showing that they just might actually have learned quite a bit over the past week in that loss to Phoenix 1.
Certainly possible, but Apex has always been a solid individual team. Keen and Ray, two outstanding individual players, always showing up. Their struggles have been much more to play well as a team, to really be on the same page and be very, very coordinated. We'll see if they can do that. And Keen, I think, actually got the blue buff off of Jensen on that kill, so another advantage for him, and is going to have that gold, a little bit of an XP advantage, and a blue buff to his name, so things are looking good. Jensen also not able to actually build up the tier. Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe he wasn't going to go for it anyway, but generally people do like to get some sort of a mana item early on the cast and start to stack that up. But perhaps just feeling the pressure because of that solo kill has to start building towards Abyssal, and those defensive options means he's going to be a lot here in this mid lane without the blue buff, without the tier.
Yeah, pressure is on for Cloud9. Sneaky eats some damage in the bottom lane as Special tries to turn on to Smoothie, and Apollo gets to kite it out, doing some effective damage. Meteos heads towards the top side of the map. Doesn't see the ward in Tribush. He actually doesn't see Shrimp either, so Ray is going to try to bait this out. Now they've spotted Shrimp over the wall. So now that is Cloud9 trying to put some pressure onto Apex on the top side of the map. Focus down Ray, but he's already got a pretty good start to himself.
Ray is doing pretty well. Impact up a lot in the farm department, though. Obviously, some of that is going to be recouped here. Still, Impact is doing well. Now, this is the matchup that Apex wanted. They need to get the edge. Oh, swing and a miss.
Ray, dip, dive, ducking and dodging.
Good. Very evasive.
Dodging a lot of those spells, showing that he can keep up with Season 3 World Champion Impact.
Certainly can, and Meteos moving up here to the top lane. Ray is low. They smell blood in the water, and they are going to be looking for this dive. Will he be able to go for the outplay? Let's see. Meteos got started up.
Dashes in, lands the stun onto Impact. The minions are cleared. Impact
really
takes the
nice
hit.
by Ray, but Ray goes too far.
Oh, he's still in the front, getting pathed by his own minions. Impact! Oh, he gets the kill, but trades it back 1 for 1.
Really well played there by Ray, actually. Clearing out the minion wave, flashes to avoid the knockup, uses his ult to actually clear out those minions, so he got the early tower damage assist, and it is a 1-for-1 trade, but could have been even worse there for C9. Very good job by Ray.
Meanwhile, Apex on the other side of the map, seeing Meteos immediately collapse on this Infernal Drake, and they are going to take it without contest.
Nice advantage for them. Meteos shows top. They get the trade. They don't get the clear advantage, so it's not like Impact can TP in and join here. And watch how well Ray plays this. So he goes, clears out the first minion. He Qs to that, flashes away from Meteos' knockup. Yes, he does get knocked up now, but the turret has already gotten additional shots on Impact. So when Meteos has to bail out, Impact flashes in, trades his life. So it's a trade of summoners. He loses the pressure there, picks up most of the farm. Extremely well played by Ray. Couldn't have really done much better.
Definitely showing the reason why most teams have been pressuring that top lane.
No kidding.
As he's got the skills to pick up some kills, maybe not pay the bills.
Oh, he can pay the bills. It's a great top laner.
Pay the bills of these items.
So the tier is picked up by Jensen, so you can almost guarantee it was actually some sort of a, well, it's probably a mistake, honestly, to not be stacking it up if you want to get it early. Ray with a nice trade onto Impact, and Jensen is going to be pretty behind the curve as far as stacking up that tier. Was hurt by that a little bit. Definitely could have been a conscious decision, but maybe we'll find out more.
I feel like I've seen this before. Meteos heads back towards the top lane, but this time it's Impact who's got the pink ward and clears out the vision of Ray. Keen, though, on the dime.
Oh, nice anticipation there by Keen. Turns us back to the ultimate, no stun coming in, and Jensen just bullied out of lane, and Keen is just kind of using the ultimate on cooldown, essentially. Just trying to get aggressive here. Ray taking a lot of damage here.
Oh, he's actually turning back onto Impact for some good damage using those Sheen procs, but
junglers still both hanging around. They know how important this matchup is. Meteos gets warded out. Key to note, Meteos is actually getting a big farm advantage in the jungle, and he also has those kills, so we'll be a lot ahead gold-wise over Shrimp, and that could be pretty big. He's actually up 3,900 gold to 2,900, so he has a big advantage there, up 2 levels now, because Shrimp is spending a lot of time paying attention here on the top side, but Meteos is doing the same and optimizing his farm.
Yeah, Apex, though, trying to make action happen in the mid lane. Jensen was securing his blue buff, gifted over by Meteos. However, Smoothie and Sneaky have been putting some pressure down on this bottom lane. We expected a lot of harass, but it looks like Apex are keeping pace just fine.
They've actually done a really good job, I think. I do feel like this is a pretty advantageous matchup for C9, but Apollo, getting that level 2, actually got really good early trades, kind of negated a lot of that early advantage, and Special able to heal through some of that poke, so they've kind of weathered the storm, and Ashe is doing fantastic here when you have that utility carry and you have a weaker laning support that has high team fight potential. You're going to be very happy to be close to even here in that bot lane.
We'll have to keep an eye on those arrows, as right now, Meteos is continuing to pressure that top side of the map. I don't think I've seen him bottom ever since he cleared that red buff at the beginning of the game.
Well, he did just go bot and clear that out, and he's actually doing really well with farming, but he's able to move around because he has ultimate. He's always in position to respond, has tunnels across the map. He's doing great.
Yeah. Ray, oh, cutting around.
He's trying to just dodge out.
Back.
Yeah, he's basically trying to bait out the ultimate again like he did earlier. So he's trying to queue back and forth the minions, hope that Impact will use some of his skills, whiff, and then he can go in for the trade. So intelligent play there by Ray. Impact not going to be fooled again, at least not yet.
I mean, we'll have to see if he will be. He's been trying to put a lot of pressure on with this Gnar, but Ray has managed to catch up now with 2 kills. It's about dead even in gold between those top laners, so things looking even for Apex over the course of this early game, and they're able to keep pace.
They certainly are. Gold pretty much dead even. Keen with a nice advantage in the mid lane. Meteos has a big advantage in the jungle, but those are kind of evening themselves out. And Ray looking for the roam. Does get spotted out by the ward. Has to be careful about this. He's actually holding still because he thinks Rek'Sai might be in the area, and I don't know if he did. Okay, he did notice it. He noticed the ward now.
So Rek'Sai is there, but there's also a ward.
Yeah.
Surprise, there's Vision. Meteos with the early Sight Stone as per usual, dropping Vision all over on that top side. Spots that out and is able to keep Jensen safe, who's still suffering just a bit in CS. Building up towards that Morellonomicon. However, next Drake spawning in 90 seconds to
they're
Cloud.
They're actually looking for Jensen here. Arrow is available. Special could follow it up. Here it goes.
There it goes. Ooh, Jensen goes forward instead of back to dodge it. He's able to escape from Keen, not having to burn any summoners either.
Jensen is so good at those sidesteps, and he did have his cleanse available, but I think if that lands, he probably gets chased down. You can exhaust after for the slow and really kind of go into pursuit for that kill. So Jensen avoids the arrow there, going to stay safe, and Meteos once again up here, getting vision, tracking Shrimp, making sure that Impact is safe.
Yeah, he's opening up a pretty big CS advantage over Shrimp, and with all this pressure, Impact is just shoving wave after wave into the turret, and Ray is forced to catch it and continue to try dodging.
And when Gnar is able to be comfortably pushing you in, he can harass you under turret very easily, but it's the battle for vision here up in the top lane. They have to control this because it allows him the freedom to safely push it in, and it's so important. Meteos still here on the top side, very heavily topside focused game.
Yeah, not recalling just yet. Smoothie now roaming towards the mid lane. He's going to spot Keen. The tether lands, but Keen's already made it under the turret before it procs. Even Meteos on this side of the map. Jensen trying to catch up as best he can, getting a little bit of help from the rest of Cloud9, but so far he's been, for the most part, on an island.
Has been, as it has all been about that 1v1 matchup. Want to keep it nice and even. Look to carve out their advantages in team fights later. Obviously, Victor very strong in those team fights, but so is Cassiopeia, and has so much room to scale because you don't need the boots. You can get an extra damaging item, and it's always going to be very, very scary late game. Obviously, Jensen knows he's going to be a target, has cleanse to be able to break out some of that CC, but there's so much that you can overlap. You hit an arrow, you drop a gravity field, you have the special combo, you have the body slam stun. There's a lot of CC, so Jensen's always going to have to be positioned extremely well and really be careful about that.
Meteos, uncharacteristically on the bottom side of the map. He's
Changing it up.
Xpecial. Whoa, he's able to get the knock up before Xpecial can knock him back. We'll be able to clear out that ward.
Yeah, they saw Gragas over the ward there, so they decided they don't want to commit to anything. Keen was kind of making a move here in the mid lane as well. C9 pinging heavily on this side. You can see Meteos is hanging around that top brush, looking for any counter ganks that he could find. And this has really been kind of a jungler's duel so far. These two guys tracking each other very heavily, trying to carve out advantages. And so far, so good for Meteos, who has been getting the upper hand.
Yeah. Returning to the LCS this split, showing that he can still play that characteristic Meteos style, still perform rather well.
They want the blue buff. They're making a move, and they know they have mid lane priority. Will C9 actually be able to respond? Instead, they're going to make a move to the bot side. Meteos goes down there. They may look for Dragon, or they may look to try to pick up some kills on the bot lane.
Yeah, I believe he was just spotted out by that. He's looking for it. But he's not going to find it. Sad day when your Razor Sharp buff procs and you can't find the ward.
Yeah, it's really pretty brutal. Sometimes I swear those things are, it's like, there's no ward here. There can't be, but it goes off.
It's impossible.
Impact going to be aggressed on here by Ray.
Oh,
Ray's going to go all in.
Yeah, it turns into Mini. Meanwhile, C9 are going to pressure onto the Cloud Drake.
Nice arrow on
catches Jensen. He's going to be knocked back into the team. Still going to be sitting on that flash. He's able to escape. Meanwhile, Impact solo kills Ray on the far side. Shrimp locked down in the front means 2 kills for Cloud9.
Yeah, C9 wins on both sides, and Jensen's still sitting on that cleanse. Meteos slow.
Yeah, Keen's not done yet. He sends a final parting laser as a gift. And Cloud9 get the better of the fight.
Very big for them, carving out that top lane advantage. Trinity Force is done for Ray, but the Frozen Mallet is done for Impact, and he barely won that duel. May be able to take down top lane turret, but actually just wants the wave to bounce. So going to try to deny even more here from the Aurelia and really keep him down. So great job by Impact.
Yeah, a bit of a sneaky play from Cloud9 in the bottom lane looking for the kill.
Yeah,
Here's that solo kill.
Here's that solo kill once again. And Ray comes right out, gets the Q reset on the minion, in there onto Impact. Now the Q is used again. Impact starts to chase down, though. This is where he can carve out his advantages. Ray has no Q. Impact flashes after, lands both sides of the boomerangs, and very close to actually getting the kills. Equilibrium Strike would have been coming back up, but the minion's adding a lot of extra damage in for Impact there. And that's the tough part about fighting Gnar. You can get the great early trade, but as he slows you down, he chases very, very well, especially with the Frozen Mallet. Tough for Ray to escape.
Yeah, that's going to put the lane back to even 2-2-2 to 2-3-0 for those top laners.
Important, though, Impact has the ability to take down this turret very easily. It's super low. He actually could have killed it on the last wave, but he wanted to deny even more CS. So the pressure advantage is certainly in Impact's hands. And that does not bode well for Apex in that matchup. They're going to have to look more for the team fight wins, for the kind of macro play, to be able to get their edges unless something really shakes up in that top lane.
Oh, he scorched the minions in. Ray should be able to clear them out. Just dodging around. Makes you want to play Aurelia when you see that.
Yeah, it's so satisfying, and it looks so easy when you're watching it. And then I try to do it, and I just queue to a minion that has too high health, and I don't get the reset, and I just die.
And then suddenly you're on the wrong side of the minions, like, oh, there's a Gnar here.
Yep.
Alrighty. Apex, though, invading into the vision. Meteos is going to fight this out, clearing out that pink ward, making sure it stays safe.
And it will regen.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Keen in the mid lane, though, has been putting the pressure onto Jensen and has opened up a comfortable advantage. About 30 CS ahead.
Yeah, doing very nicely, but Jensen at least has kind of stemmed the bleeding. He's not getting further and further behind. The advantage has not really extended after that solo kill. He's not died again. Has been able to play it pretty safe. It's Apex making the move to Dragon here. Impact does have his TP, so does Ray. We'll see if they want to contest.
Yeah, Ray's actually pulling
so,
very far back, but
Meteos is actually just moving top. They're not even looking for it.
Yeah. Apex secure their second Drake of the game with that Cloud Drake, seeding over that top tier 1 turret. Meteos looking for an optimistic kill onto Ray. Isn't
looking for a dive on Jensen.
Jensen. Oh, he flashes, but the laser is going to get the kill.
There was no way for him to get out. A Shrimp was wrapping around behind too. And now Smoothie here coming, trying to defend. They're going to try to hold this mid lane tier 2 as Sneaky is pushing in the bot lane looking for that turret. Ghostblade does pop. We'll be able to pick it up. But the rotations are coming in, and Apex is going to be looking for Sneaky. He wants to finish it off, but does not want to die.
Yeah. He's able to get that tier 1 turret, making it a 2-for-1 turret advantage in Cloud9, and they come out gold on top after that.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Still, game is very, very close, and here we have that replay. So they started off. This time the arrow does land, cleanse comes out, but just too much damage being taken. Keen with the easy flash laser to follow it up, and with Rylai's and that perfect hex core, it's so hard to escape the ultimate. You're constantly getting slowed. It's so fast. Not much way to get out.
Apex trying to bring themselves back in with some kills and shutting down that Cassiopeia. Cloud9 keeping pace as Meteos moves around the map like clockwork, trying to find an opening, but Shrimp has been keeping pace with that. Down about 25 CS in the jungle, which is starting to get pretty big.
Yeah, it's actually quite a lot. Ash, ooh, just barely misses. That would have been a kill on Jensen for sure, as he did not have his cleanse. So close call there from Jensen, but always cool under pressure. So good at sidestepping those. And Meteos going to get caught. His tunnel got interrupted.
Getting a lot of damage. Flashes over the wall, keeps him safe.
Does have to blow the flash though. Nice combo from Xpecial. Nets them the summoner, and that reduces a lot of the engaged potential of Meteos. Gonna be a nice team fight edge if it does happen. C9's bot lane is actually looking to set up a trap, perhaps, for the Aurelia. See if they can bait him in.
Ray cheating forward.
Smoothie's hanging out in the side lane. I think they know that he is here. Smoothie is waiting behind. They're trying to get Ray to go on this juicy AD carry. Come kill him. But Smoothie is waiting. We'll see if Ray takes the bait. He cancels his recall. And now he's actually going to get caught.
Uh-oh. They found Smoothie. That bait does not go as expected. He's able to heal himself up. Dodges out of the tether. Culling and Cloud9 get the kill.
Nice job by the C9 duo. Quick exhaust and heal comes out. They pick up the kill. Ray almost insta-pop Smoothie, though.
Yeah.
Which would have meant Sneaky was going down, too. So pretty risky stuff there. Ray wanted to hang around, but...
Whoa, APX are making a very aggressive trade. They take the top tier 1 while Cloud9 look for the bottom tier 2. However, APX press onto the Baron.
Things on the Baron. Impact is coming over. Does have his ultimate. Can he actually stop this? Really go for it.
Oh, Special knocks him away. The Baron is down to 1,000 health and is secured by APX. They've got to back out of the pit. And they will indeed do that. Apex trade 1-for-1 in turrets and take the Baron.
Such a good shot call there by Apex. Right to the Baron. Even with their top laner dead, they are the ones who get it. Yes, C9 are going to pick up another turret here. And dash arrow lands, but they should be fine. But that is actually really nice for Apex, especially if they can pick up some more turrets with this Baron buff. They take the objective off the map. Cassiopeia is fantastic at getting it, so C9 could have had the advantage later on the edge of that Baron. But here is this replay once again. Look at this damage coming out. Equilibrium strike up. Almost gets the insta-kill, but the exhaust and the heal. The Mantra W for additional healing on Smoothie. He's able to survive. They get the kill on Ray.
Now that Apex have got that Baron off of these trades, they're going to be looking for some more turrets. There's still one tier 1 in that bottom lane, and right now Ray is actually looking like he might head towards that side with a fresh recall. Maybe going to go down mid lane instead. Cloud9 trying to clear out vision so that they can look to defend this tier 2 turret, but Apex answering right back and clearing out some vision of their own.
Impact heading bot lane, has his TP, but Apex is pushing heavily towards this tier 2. They're looking to even maybe set up a dive. Special is kind of hanging around on the side, and at the same time, Victor pushing in the mid lane. They're looking to just get the objectives, extend the gold lead, or extend the gold advantage that they've gotten from the Baron. C9 still up 1k, but that could be closed very quickly. And Ray now around the mid lane here. They may be looking for a dive on Jensen in the mid lane. Jensen just backs off.
Yeah, keep himself safe. He's hanging on to that Flash and Cleanse, but the tier 2 will fall. And Apex break down 2 tier 2s in unison with the Baron.
Really good stuff from them, and Impact still is not here, so they're going to continue pushing. Impact moving around, though, through the river. They want to try to look for a flank. He wants to build up that Gnar bar. Not able to do it just yet, as there is a cooldown after you transform.
Yeah, trying to secure the Scuttle Crab as Infernal Drake is up in 50 seconds. Empowered Recall means Apex can definitely get there and back. Oh, Cask as Shrimp finds himself very far forward.
Frozen Malady slowed. If he gets tagged by the Q, could get chased down, but they do not know where the rest is.
Yeah, he's still got his Guardian Angel too, so Cloud9 looks like they might want to set up a fight around this Baron pit. Ray's already on the other side of the map, going to try to create some split map pressure. And Cloud9 find themselves down just a bit in gold as Apex get themselves right back in and tie this game up.
Ray going a very aggressive build here, true to his nature. Going to be picking up a Ghost Blade on top of that Trinity Force and looking to pop some squishies. Wants to get in on Sneaky and Smoothie and get those kind of insta-kills. And if Exhaust is not available for Smoothie, there's a high potential to do it.
3 very squishy carries on Cloud9. That Cassiopeia, Lucian, and Karma. It's going to be a tough set for Meteos and Impact to keep them safe, especially when you've got Enchanted Crystal Arrows flying across the map.
No kidding.
But Apex collapsing now onto that Infernal Drake will burn through it with no chance of a fight. 3rd Elemental Drake secured by them. And
2 Infernals is a big advantage as far as the late game is concerned. Really going to do a lot for them going forward. 16% AD/AP advantage. Keen is already getting up there, and Apollo and Ray are building heavy AD too, so they're getting a lot out of it. They're going to get another turret and extend the gold lead. Things are looking great for Apex.
Yeah, they are looking very strong as they bring it now to an advantage. 2,000 gold taking that turret. Cloud9 trying to defend on this bottom side will be able to hold the pressure as Apex don't want to overcommit to it. They've still got that neutral objective advantage. They can afford to wait just a bit longer.
Certainly can.
27 minutes in, and Cloud9 are down in gold. Seeing a big deficiency open up in that mid lane. Jensen has been the focus for quite some time. 2,000 gold behind Keen, and that's almost all of the advantage. So it's about even everywhere else. But Keen, he's 2 levels ahead right now. 3 items completed.
Yeah, this is a ridiculously scary Victor. Has the rank 3 ultimate. A lot of his core items are already completed. This guy is going to insta-kill Sneaky, Jensen, Smoothie, any of them if he hits them with his combo.
Oh man, Cloud9 playing a very dangerous game when you've got Aurelia who can hop onto you and destroy someone.
It's also, who do you exhaust as Smoothie? You have to exhaust the correct target, you have to do it instantly, but if you miss time it, if you don't get it down on Keen before his combo or Ray before his combo, someone is going to die and someone's going to die very quickly. So a lot of pressure here on Smoothie to shield the correct targets and to exhaust very quickly and on the correct target.
Cloud9 going to try to recover in this, as APX continue to pressure forward from 7th place in the standings, looking to take game 1 against Cloud9, tied for 3rd right now, who previously took the head-to-head a few weeks ago. They're going out swinging in this game number 1 and have opened themselves up a minor advantage. But Cloud9 still looking very strong in their own right. They've got that Cassiopeia, so they've got the late insurance.
Yeah, it's a very close game. The gold lead not super impactful where it's at right now. Yes, there is an edge in the mid lane, but Jensen is certainly relevant. It's going to be much more about how the teams play. Apex has such high engaged potential, but it's very hit or miss. If you botch the Greg Assault, you can save someone instead of killing them. You know, combos can go so right or so wrong for Alistar.
Yeah.
It's all about who can they catch, who can they get that CC on. If they can get a good start to the fight and pick people off, they're going to have a huge edge. And at the same time, if C9's able to avoid that and kite back and kind of absorb that initial fight and start to get a lot of extra damage out themselves, things will look good for them.
I think it's literally hit or miss, because the Ash Arrow,
oh yeah,
you stun if you hit, you don't if you miss.
It's true.
But they now pressure down the mid lane. Apex are able to defend. Plenty of vision on that Baron side of the map, and with 50 seconds for the respawn and Ray split pushing on the opposite side, Apex have already got their sights set on that next objective. Cloud9 going for one final recall.
Here comes
Arrow
Ash
gets
Arrow.
Lost. Oh, they actually caught Jensen. He's got no cleanse. Oh, they're going to try to nuke him, and he goes down. Keen gets the kill. A huge arrow from Apollo.
That is massive with Baron coming up in only 25. Jensen is not going to be there in time, and C9, it's a little bit of panic time now. Impact gets caught.
Oh, Meganar's about to wear out. He's still
Nice
getting
ulti.
stunned for 3. They're trying to layer the CC. Culling is being eaten by X Special. Meanwhile, Ray is flanking on the far side. He's going to head back towards the bottom tier 2.
And they're going to go straight towards Baron. Ray is going to be pressuring the bot side. He has his TP available. May want to pace and get ready because he's pretty much out of mana. I think that could be pretty advisable here. We'll see if he sticks around. And no, he will make the call to back off. No, now he's hesitating. He's going back and forth here.
Yeah, Baron being burned down now by Apex. They're trying to get some damage onto it.
In there. Meteos looking for the steal.
He's got his smite. Siki is in the front, dashes forward and scares Apex back. Ray, it does take the bottom tier 2, so it is a turret trade.
Jensen's up. He's going to be coming out here. Can C9 get a chase down? Low health bars and low mana on a lot of these guys.
Yeah, they're just going to clear out this vision and end up recovering from this. Apex, 5,000 gold ahead. They actually move back onto the Baron. Cloud9 are going to try to do some damage to it. Jensen is on his way.
Keen
Ray
is so far.
Oh, Keen just finished his recall as well. This could be a 5 versus 4. Ray does have his teleport, but it's taken them a while to burn through this Baron. X Special doesn't have his ultimate, but he can knock up a few people. They try to turn onto him. The arrow catches Sneaky, but they continue to chase forward. Stun onto X Special, and Meteos in the front is going to knock up Shrimp. They pick up the
here,
kill.
so is Ray.
Oh, and now Cloud9 have got to kite back, avoid that salvo of damage. A lot of cooldowns used, and it's a kill for Cloud9.
They do get a small victory, and they back off. It's the right call. If you chase forward into that Victor, you are going to regret it. C9 playing it very close there. If Apex could have picked up that Baron, it could have meant the victory push for them. Instead, C9 wards them off, starts the Baron up on themselves. They pick up a kill on X Special. Yes, it's just the support, but it's buying time, and it's getting those little edges where you can.
Yeah, Cloud9 showing a lot of respect to Apex, but still in that typical Cloud9 fashion. You know what? We know there's 4 members of your team here. We're still going to start the Baron.
And it was the right call because they knew cooldowns were down, health bars were low. You have to take everything into account, not just who's around, but what can they do to stop it. C9 makes the right call. They come up big with it, and Amedios has been looking very good for his team so far this game. No deaths on him. 2-0-3, involved in a lot. Sneaky doing pretty well for himself too, but
yeah,
you always worry a little bit about that Lucian as you get further and further into the game. This build is kind of a little bit less effective in the super late game stages than those kind of IE Essence Reaver type builds, and Ray is, God, that is an aggressive build. Yeah. Is he going Duskblade of Drakthar? He just picked up Hysterics. I've never seen Aurelia go this ham and competitive. It's actually nuts.
It might be Bloodthirster for even more sustain, plus the Life Drinker.
It's possible.
Oh, man.
I would not be surprised to see an IE. I would not be surprised to see Duskblade. It's Ray, man. He's going random. He's going full all-in damage. I love it.
Meanwhile, Cloud Drake has spawned, the final elemental Drake of the game, and Cloud9, they've got a bit of a better position for it, but with Apex positioning around that Baron, they can't afford to head over to it. Sneaky will try to solo it while the rest of Cloud9 buys time.
And I think he should be able to get it no problem. Apex does not want to give up position on the Baron, and it's going to be such an explosive team fight when it does finally pop off. They're starting up the Baron. C9 needs to move quick. Sneaky is far.
Yeah, Apex already bringing it down to half. Smoothie is going to try to knock some damage down, but it is secured. Keen's the one who gets it. Special in the front. Impact. He's got the slam.
Need to be careful. Ray's looking for a flank. He's on the side.
Yeah, but Apex are able to get it and back away. Cloud9 can't find the engage, and now Apex are actually racing down towards the top lane. Cloud9 are only just now recalling.
Yeah, they're going for the inhibitor turret. They want to push in. They have a big minion wave. It's now buffed up. They have the gold lead, and C9 a little bit slow to base here. Jensen just now getting back. May not be in position to actually defend this at all. They're going to go straight onto the turret. It's gone. Yeah,
this inhibitor turret gets crushed by Apex. Impact from the side. Tries to pull some attention and manages to pull the arrow.
Backwards.
Yeah. Don't think that was quite right.
Whoops. Sunlight in your eyes.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Mouse was sweaty. I don't know what happened.
Get back to base, get those sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Next one will be good.
There was a hair in the ball of the trackpad.
track ball.
Yeah. Tripped over the dust in the...
That is so satisfying. Aurelia last hitting. So he is going Duskblade of Drakthar Aurelia.
Oh
okay.
My God.
He's got that armor pen. He's going all in on it. And this is a guy who did this kind of build on J4. A little less common to see it on the Aurelia.
Yeah.
But he has to be so careful about his decision making. Yes, he can insta-kill Sneaky or Smoothie or Jensen or whoever, but if he goes in and gets CC'd, he is going to drop like a rock.
Very squishy, but Elemental Drake number 4 picked up by Apex. Complete control of the neutral objectives this game as Cloud9 are unable to find the fights that they're looking for.
And it means Elder is going to be massively in the advantage of Apex because C9 always has to deny it, but they don't get much out of it as you get your bonuses doubled, or 50% rather more from the Elder, plus you get damage, true damage, based on how many dragons you've taken. So Apex will get a lot, C9 will basically get nothing, but they still have to contest just to deny it from their opponents.
Yeah, now Apex look to set up the siege. Still a long time before that Elder Drake, but they've still got Baron buff.
And I want to see Ray fight someone. I feel like I've been waiting forever. He's got to do something crazy. He's split pushing in the bot lane. No one wants to answer him. He's level 18.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
CS ahead of Impact. The only person who can really keep pace with him is Impact. And even at this point, if I were Impact, I'd be a little hesitant.
Yeah, Impact has to be hesitant because he has to build for a lot of the magic damage that's coming out of Keen also. You know, he has a Banshees. He's building towards a Spirit Visage. So it's not like he's stacking armor just for the 1v1. He's building for a team fight.
Apex might finally have shown that they can play more than around Ray, as Keen is absolutely enormous on that Victor. 3-0, about 70 CS ahead. Impact, able to scare Apex back as he leaps forward.
They're trying to delay. This turret's getting very low, though. And Ray right back to the bot lane, pushing it in. Sneaky's actually the one going down to answer that, and I don't think he wants to be anywhere near Ray. He needs his team with him.
Oh my gosh. That turret, that was a single hit from the Aurelia. Meanwhile, they break down the mid lane. Shrimp finds Jensen. He gets knocked in, but dodges the flash. Here comes Ray. But Ray in the back, he's exhausted. Can they kill him off before the rest of Apex turn it around? He dodges out, and Cloud9 are able to kite back. Impact whips the wallop. Meanwhile, there's a knock up on the Sneaky. Ray rejoins the fight, and Sneaky gets spoon-fed to Apollo. The laser from Ray chases forward, and Cloud9 are getting aced. Meteos is going to be the last to fall. as APX are going to take game number 1 over Cloud9.
Absolutely incredible fight by APX in the base, and they are going to take it down. Beautiful engage from Shrimp. Follow up there from the rest of the team, and they are looking on point.
APX with a commanding game 1 victory.